difficult to run a YouTube channel, work full-time, and bodybuild full-time in general. On top of that, you get long commutes out of it. Depending on the job that you work, you gotta work overtime hours, and you still wanna live somewhat of a social life. That's why it's easiest for me to just live in a van. I don't have to worry about long commutes. I'm always close to work no matter where the job site takes me. I could always choose to live in an apartment close by the job site, but eventually the job site ends, and then what? I'm gonna be driving really far again. Van life is the trick to maximizing time if you have long commutes to work or if you're working overtime hours, especially if you're moving around job sites. It's not the most comfortable, don't get me wrong. 2 weeks ago, I used a 3D modeling program to design this cabinet that I want to build inside of my van because I didn't know if it was going to fit or not. The app is called SketchUp. It's important to use a good 3D modeling program for when you're designing a camper van or something weird like that, because you gotta think, this van's not a house. It's not gonna be like a perfect square. I got all these curves I gotta deal with. The van's not really meant to be a house. Complex DIY camper van conversions call for a good 3D modeling program, right? What luxury camper van doesn't have a pantry, refillable water, and a bigger drawer for storing random items in? Mine. So building this cabinet is what the whole video is about. I need to have more space in this camper van that I'm building. Alright, so I'm at Menards right now. I'm just gathering some stuff. These sawhorses would suffice better than the little clips I have. But with this, I can just fold it. It's quick, it's easy, it's lightweight, and I can probably find a spot in my van to store it somewhere while I'm doing this build. And I'm going to be sticking with this 3/4 inch plywood. Alright, so I'm just going to build it out here. I'll do my main cuts for the shelf. And I just got my cut list here, so I can just come back and refer to it. So, the van's basically like a construction site. Okay, so I got all my pieces cut. I just threw them right in. I haven't even moved them yet. I'm gonna organize a little bit later though. This is essentially where I'm gonna be sleeping around tonight. But it's gonna get built and then all of this is gonna be cleaned. This is just for the night. But our objective today is not done yet because I still wanna go to Michael's and I wanna see if they have some cardboard sheets so I can go in there and build my template for the curvature of my van, because I figured out that's the best way to do it, is just by taking your sweet time with a template. And it's cheap cardboard too, so if I mess up I can just walk back in and buy another sheet for really cheap. So I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna go straight to Michael's. I threw out all the scrap wood in a nearby dumpster and went to Michael's. Except they didn't have the cardboard sheets I was thinking about, so I had to improvise. Alright, so Michael's didn't have anything, but I'm here at Lowe's right now, and they got this plastic, acrylic, whatever you want to call it, sheet. It's 4x8, so I can mess up plenty of times. It's pretty cheap. But I'm thinking maybe I can use this to make my template. I'm gonna cut it into a 50-inch square and then try that out. If I mess up, I can always come back and get another sheet. I sure hope I did a good job. So I'm not gonna cut that again. Now I did the other temp lift for the other side of the carcass. Now that the two carcass walls are set up, I can pre-drill the holes for the main shelf the water tank will sit on. Alright, so I just staged all the parts up that I got planned in here. My inverter was in the way, so I had to unfasten it, slide it, and then I was able to put this panel here, and then I actually just rammed my inverter into this side panel, and then it just plumbed it perfectly. So that works well. And then I was able to slide this piece in and just kind of dry fit everything. Like I said, there's no screws in it, but we're gonna start. I already pre-drilled some of these, but I'm gonna go pre-drill these holes for this board and this board, so I can fasten it to the ceiling, the floor, and then I have some backer pieces that I can fasten to as well. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, so both of these walls are plumb and they're fastened, they're installed, and they're not going anywhere. I'm gonna put these drawer slides in now. I'm gonna do the bottom row first, and I'm gonna do 2 drawer slides up here. We're gonna do that real quick. Alright, now that I got all the drawer slides in, I'm gonna start building the actual inner drawers now. Alright, so I'm gonna build this top pantry first. I feel like this top pantry is gonna be the next big hurdle of this build. So I'm just gonna do it now, get it over with. My game plan is I'm gonna have my bottom drawer, I'm gonna have the bottom shelf a little bit longer than the top shelf. Because of the curvature of the van, I can probably add an extra 3 inches of the length on the bottom down here as opposed to up here. So the length up here is gonna be around 15 inches, but the length on the shelf down here is gonna be about roughly 17 inches. I'm gonna have 2 tiers though. This is tier 1, this is tier 2 in my pantry. Hard to explain, but once it gets built, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Alright, so this is what we got here. Alright, so I had these in the past and I hated them. They're drawer locks and I absolutely hated them, and I was blaming the problem on these. I'm gonna try to do this the right way because I don't think I did it the right way last time. I was doing everything wrong, I think. So what I'm gonna do is clicked it out and then I just butted it flush to here, and then I just marked both sides where the lock is gonna land. So I did one of these and then I used my finger as a guide, and then I just went all the way down to make a straight line, all the way down my piece of 1x, and then I did it on the other side as well. So this is the total width of the actual lock itself. So if I could just cut a little groove as deep as this lock is, right? So I'll be this deep now into the wood. I'll be this deep, so I'll mark that. Now if I can pull out my table saw maybe and just make a groove that's about this big here, and like this, be able to cut all that out, or even just half of it to like here maybe, then maybe I can actually get this right. So now it should be like this. Alright, so we got the top one in. It's pretty tight. I'm probably gonna want to build my handle on the bottom because it feels real flimsy up here. But it'll do. It'll get me by. So that's really all that matters. So now I'm gonna build the cabinet down here. This one's gonna be a little interesting. So let's get into it. Alright, so we got our top pantry in, and we got our bottom drawer installed as well. So now we're gonna get this out of the way, and we're gonna build a little background area right here. We're gonna wrap our ratchet strap around this piece of backing, and it'll be able to hold this tight into the backing. So I'm just gonna get some 2x4s back here to just kind of support it. I guess I'll just have like one 2x4 here, one 2x4 here. Protrude the 2x4s out, so it'll be like this. Where's my 2x4 at? So what I'll end up doing is I'll end up getting a 2x4 back here and then having it twist. Whoops. Ouch. So I'm gonna get a 2x4 back here, and then I'm just gonna twist it this way, like this. Because when I push now on the water tank, it's hitting on the corner of that 2x4 now. So I can have one on this side, one on this side, or even two on this side, two on this side, just to add for extra strength. But I'm gonna want my water tank to be directly right here so I can fill up my water jug like this. Okay, so I'm having a hard time figuring out how I'm gonna do this, right? Because I'm gonna have my circle. I don't know if you can see it, but I traced out just the front of the water tank right there. I don't know if you can see it. So I got the edge right here. So the edge was 2 1/4. I'm gonna have to do some critical thinking here, because I can't just measure 2 1/4 on this side and then measure 2 1/4 all the way back there and then just throw my blocks in. It doesn't work like that. It's way more complicated than this. So I'm just gonna think out loud on camera and you guys can just follow along. Because just think, my 2x4 block hits right there. That's exactly where my 2x4 block hits this radius that I drew, this radius that I traced of the water tank. I know my water tank is 13 1/4, so 13 1/4, we'll put 13 1/4 on the front of my water tank, and we'll mark it like that. 13 1/4 is right here. And my 2x4 block, I butt it up like this, and then it hits, it hits right at, let's see what we got here. 4 1/2, so we'll mark 4 1/2 right here, and then we'll mark 4 1/2 on this side, and then we'll just confirm that it hits, bang, that's when it hits. Okay, so now from the front of my circle to that 4 1/2 number or whatever, what is it? It is 2. So now I can go to my mark back here, measure out 2. Now what is that from here? 13 3/4. So we'll mark 13 3/4 here, and then we'll mark 13 3/4 on this side. I'm gonna mark it on the wall. Okay, so maybe this is actually easier than what I thought, because now I can get a big square and I can run this line all the way up, and then I can get a square over here, run it all the way up. I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna go get my square. So now I can run that line all the way up. So now I got my line right here. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'll grab a 2x4 and then I'll just cut it at right there. So that's my mark. Apparently that's where it's gonna hit, the back side of the water tank. Oh yeah, it doesn't feel like this is going anywhere now. Man, it almost lifts it up off the stand and just goes straight to the wall. All right, that's how we want it. So now we're good to install the doors now then. All right, so now we're gonna make the front doors for everything. So I'm gonna have 3 separate doors. I'm gonna have a door down here. I'm gonna have a door for my water tank, and then I'm gonna have a door for my pull-out pantry. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the width and I'm gonna cut the height, and then I'd like to follow the grain with the wood. So I'm gonna have my full panel, and then I'm gonna make a cut about right here. I'm gonna measure it though. I'm gonna make another cut about right here, like that, so we can separate the doors. I'm gonna use little cards as shims. This door is gonna get 2 hinges, 1 hinge here, 1 hinge down here. This door is gonna get one of these drawer locks, and this time I'm not gonna mess up my drawer locks. I'm gonna get it right this time, hopefully. But yeah, we're gonna get this door hooked up. We're gonna get this project finished. Here we go.
Too good at what I do. Look, stick on me. My boy lean on tricks that they do with me. She wrote to me. I wanna get close and just run away. Can't fuck with me, bitch, you will throw away. Still working on music, I'm here to stay, huh? Como lo get it. got the whole plomo. Running a mission, I did it on solo. Muy malo, no hado, they call him El Toro. I'm racing the guy while I'm heading out solo. Find me and how I don't wanna go